Before I start this presentation, I'm just going to pan over the audience. So we have two people here and one person via FaceTime. Good afternoon, my name is Chris Wallace, and today I'm going to be giving a presentation today on culture and how that relates to communication. Culture consists of beliefs, values, understandings, practices, and ways of interpreting experience that are shared by a group of people. In layman terms, that just means it is a way of life. Missed that one. Okay. A good example of this, and culture can affect many different aspects of life. It's not just countries or regions. It goes into sports. A lot of times you hear about culture in a locker room meeting. This is how we do things here, and other than how other locker rooms do things. So that's how that works. Companies, Disney World, they refer to their employees as cast members, meaning, it's all about creating this experience instead of creating a product like other companies would be. So showing the magicalness of the magical kingdom. Military, this, I can speak on this one pretty well because, when you greet someone in the military, it is by rank and is very proper. It's not informal, like, hey, what's up, dude? It's based on their rank and all that stuff. Schools, another good way to show this would be like your Notre Dames or your Naval Academies, schools where it's not just a school, it is we do things a certain way. This is why we do it, Another way that could tie in would be with religion also, like we're going to see here in a minute. Cities too, a lot of times you see cities with different cultures, like New Orleans with the Cajun culture, or San Francisco with the more modern alternative cultures. So, religion, Jewish is probably the biggest really identification of culture by religion. Other ones would be Muslim in Muslim countries, but if you Muslim, that identifies you and your group of people. So, countries, and that's the biggest one you're going to see. American culture is a lot different from Japanese culture, and Japanese culture is a lot different than Israeli culture. So it's just all based on geographical location. Social communities. Social communities are co-cultures, meaning cultures that break off from larger cultures. So a good example of this would be the LGBTQ plus lifestyle or way of life, as opposed to general American culture, the white picket fence, heterosexual marriages and stuff like that. Hold on, that jumped a couple ones. How does your culture affect communication? A good example of this would be when you first meet someone from, say, Japan. You shake hands, you bow a little bit. If you don't do that, that's shown as being disrespectful. Working in an international business field like a trader, and you're talking to people from a lot of different cultures and whatnot, it's very important to put that extra effort out there and show that you understand their culture, and you're not just talking and trying to, you don't want to offend, and that's maybe the big point. And this can really be described into two classifications. If I can get this thing to do it. The two types of communication are low context communication and high context communication. Language, or low context communication, is language that is very explicit, detailed, and precise, generally used in individualistic cultures. Very descriptive, very quick and to the point. We don't got time for running around the barrel, or however you say it. We just want to hear what you want to say and get out. High context communication is indirect and undetailed way of speaking that conveys meanings, implicity rather than explicity. Typically with collectivist culture, that just means you kind of dance around the bush a little more, and it's not really clear, and you don't want to offend. It's very informal as it is more formal with this low context communication. You want to make sure you have their correct, title and all that stuff. Individualistic country would be America. When you're, say you go to a cash register, there's what do you need? It's not, hi, how are you, sir? How do you do today? How may I be of service? It's just, what do you need? What you need to get out. Collectivist culture would be, you're mainly Chinese, or China, Japan, cultures like that, where it's more based on a community and a group. You are a Chinese man, not as opposed to American, where you are one man and you're out to make as much whatever you need to be, and you are the best person in the world, whatever. So that's really how that goes. But really what it all boils down to is making that effort, like I said, because you don't want to offend someone. Because you don't want to offend. And that can really just close the door. Because, say you don't greet someone by their proper title or name, or you just kind of throw your hand out there and don't make that effort, they're going to be offended. And whatever you plan to do, maybe make a friend, close a deal, sign a contract, anything, it's just going to close that door and just really affect that other person, how they interact with people from your culture for the rest of their life, maybe. Sometimes people think that way and they're more things. That's why I say it all goes down to respect. I think that if you make that effort, if you know you're going to be going to Japan to sit down in a meeting, make that effort. Think about what you're going to say. Make sure you know who you're talking to. Make sure you have all the proper pleasantries and whatnot that go down on those meetings, because if you don't make an effort, why should they? What are you even doing there? So that's really all I have for my presentation. Thank you, and enjoy your day.